Hello everyone, it's me again, Risky Boots, and welcome back to my channel. So I am here for pretty much like discussion purposes. So I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I've had strong feelings about this in Unite for the past few releases, and I think it's time to address the big problem with just Pokemon Unite in general. And so really I think Psyduck has really shown how big of an issue this really is. And so let's kind of get into it. So here I'll have a game playing in the background. In this one, I'll have Psyduck because Psyduck's on the cover. And also, I personally like Psyduck. I think he's a great Pokemon. Here's a game that I did. And also, I had a game recorded, but I had to redo it because you only get 1 hour for replays now. Like, what is that? But yeah, you'll see an exciting game in the background. So yeah, enjoy the game in the background while you listen to my voice. So we'll replay it. Just for like the battle overview, I didn't do a lot of damage, but focus more on the gameplay and then me a little bit. So yeah, all right, I'll replay it. So while I was playing in the background, so I really much want to talk to you guys a lot about just these new Pokemon releases. And so I think with Tinkaton, at the time of recording this video, I think it's Tinkaton. I think with Tinkaton's release, I think we will see a lot of more stability coming to the next few Pokemon being all-arounders. But really, before we had Psyduck, Armarouge, and Darkrai. And these three Pokemon in particular really kind of show what the state of the game is going to be for the next few months, and that has been. And so what we're seeing right now is that we are seeing a lot of Pokemon be advertised as roles that they are not. So for me personally, I was not really excited for the price change on a lot of things, and how Psyduck and Darkrai were kind of locked behind an event pass. So even if you did want to buy them with money, you would have to like kind of spend a little bit of extra, it felt like, or go through like hoops to kind of get them, as well as like other shenanigans that was happening, which was not fun at all. But the real reason I want to talk to you guys about it is the actual character design in the game and what it is advertised as. So I've been playing MOBAs for years, like too much in college. And I came from Smite as a beta tester, and I love Smite. I'm excited for Smite too. This is not an advertisement. But really, when it comes to playing a character, whether it be a ADC role, whether it be a support role, whether it be a healing role, these need to be very much defined for the character and what this character is supposed to do. So we'll talk about Armarouge first. Armarouge has 2 builds, and I made a video about how boring Armarouge was. Because when I walked into Armarouge, I was expecting, as he has arm cannons, his move is arm cannon, to be kind of like this bursty, exploding, like, cannonball of a Pokemon that needs to be, maybe charge or like, kind of do something, which was not the case. The best build for him, there was an arm cannon. However, this was not the build that was really like the good build. Arm cannon got a nerf. I don't know why, because the cost doesn't equal the benefit of it. You have a cooldown, you have a charge up time and an internal cooldown, and then explosion at a given impact. And the stun, there's a stun on it, and the stun is actually pretty big, I think so. However, the damage is not like a Venusaur damage where you have to really be cautious, like, oh my gosh, there's Venusaur in the background. Like, no one's thinking about that when they see an Armarouge with an arm cannon. I'm thinking like, okay, well, I have 8 seconds and he has to be in range. So it's like, all right, I'll just get behind him. Like, it's not impactful. But what is impactful is his, fire spin build and the flame charge build, making him extremely tanky as an attacker, a close range, like shotgun attacker. And to me, this just feels like a range all-arounder with you pretty much all-arounders. And so it comes into question, what the heck is going on with half these characters in Pokemon Unite? You have a Pokemon that is advertised as an attacker, right? However, the build and his preferred playstyle is up in your face, close range, shield given, like, it's like, what? And a lot of it reminded me of just like a copy and paste of Venusaur's build. It just reminded me of just a straight up copy and paste of Venusaur's build. As Venusaur heals and like lowers the damage that he receives, Armarouge just like gets increased movement speed and has spread damage. It felt really repetitive, and it didn't really feel like an attacker. When I see Petal Dance Venusaur, it honestly, it feels like an all-arounder. Like, even like what you have to do for the character feels like an all-arounder. But I gave it a pass because it was the beginning of the game, and also they want to show our play styles. However, this doesn't really say attacker, like, you know, like true to what the characters are designed to actually do, or what the role is. The second one is, so I thought Armarouge was pretty boring. The part I was excited for was the arm cannon. That's not what I got. The second thing was Darkrai. Darkrai was advertised as a speedster. There is nothing speedster about Darkrai other than the fact that he has 2 dashes in his nasty plot. And if you play anything with Pokemon, or if you've seen the anime, why are you dashing during nasty plot? And it's like a short range dash. Does he have increased movement speed abilities? Like, I don't really think so. It doesn't really feel that way. Darkrai is much better in lane as a attacker. Darkrai was, I don't know why he was advertised as an all-arounder. It makes no sense to me. The middle lane is definitely something that is always fought for between late game all-arounders and late game attackers, such as who's a late game attacker? Greninja. Sorry guys. The Greninjas of the game, and also the Score Bunnies or Cinderaces. You know, that is kind of more viable, I think, in my opinion. And now you have a speedster who both builds don't really do assassination bursty damage. And even like his ult, which is supposed to be like, you know, an isolating, like, you know, kind of assassination thing, it displaces you. So like, in my opinion, and in all the MOBAs I've played, usually the assassin on the speedster class is high bursty damage, low, you know, like low durability, not a lot of HP. I set up my kit, it didn't work, I have to retreat. You know, if I'm caught, I'm gone. But not in Unite. And we've seen this a lot with like just some of the tankiest all-arounders, like, what is her name? Gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Masquerada. Yeah, like for a while, like Homegirl, just out of control. Like clones have so much durability on her. They just, you know, it's just too much for what the role is supposed to be. And so now you have, I mean, Pokemon Unite is really centered around the characters' abilities and attacks more than the actual role. Like the roles make no sense. Like a good example, another example is Dragonite, right? Dragonite's supposed to be an all-arounder. And I think Dragonite is really good as an all-arounder. I think he's one of the best all-arounders. Same thing with Metagross. They evolve a little bit later in the game, but all-arounders are supposed to be having these heals. They're supposed to be built for battle. And defenders are supposed to be built to, you know, be able to hold off a line by itself for a while until their friends come and soak up some damage. As defenders have more HP, stuns, CCs, and control, it just feels like Pokemon Unite just kind of throws them around. And so we see with Psyduck. Psyduck can do a lot of damage, especially with his Mysterious Energy passive, which is just, it's really good. I think it's buggy, the fact that he's like CC immune to a lot of things. But, you know, I'm not the game designer. I would not have done that at all. But he feels more like an attacker or a defender. I would say the similar things with Umbreon. Umbreon feels more like an all-arounder more than anything else. Is he playing the defender role? Like, can he like defend the lane? He can anti-defend the lane, like defend the lane. So like if they're like defending their second base, like Umbreon can like totally like stop that whole thing from happening and like steal shields and like push people around and do a massive stun. But Umbreon defender, Umbreon is either support or is either he's either support or all-arounder Umbreon. There's nothing defender about Umbreon at all. Like maybe he like wastes people's time a little bit, but yeah. And now we have, what is it? We talked about Psyduck. Now we have these next group Pokemon coming out. If you haven't seen the Rapidash footage, I was like, okay, so he's a speedster. No, he's an all-arounder. And I was like, why? Like, why? Like, they just kind of throw things around. And I would say, for me personally, I would say I'm not the biggest fan of this modeling design because, one, it confuses players. It confuses players, and also in the game system, it's already difficult to get a balanced team as it is to play with. And you know, you'll get queued up with people like, oh, what is it? Zero Aura. Oh, I want to be Zero Aura lane. That's totally fine. You have you have new players who are confused of like, oh, well, this person is not playing a team of, you know, balanced characters. So this is just how the game is. So it sends mixed match messages to players who are new. It also, you know, doesn't help with just like, I think overall, like just scaling for characters. characters that should be doing certain things in their role are being replaced by characters that are doing more damage. Psyduck does more damage than some attackers in most games. Like, it's crazy. Same thing with like Darkrai. Like Darkrai is like he should be in lane. There's nothing about middle lane about him. I think even like Leafeon was advertised as a speedster, but it's suggested to go into the bottom lane. And I'm looking like, for what? Oh, because she has shields and she can steal everything early game. Okay, well that's a thing. So why not just have her as an all-arounder? Why would you even give her the label? Why? Like it makes no sense, and I just have so many questions about what's going on and who just like overall, like just who's doing what in this game. I don't think overall it's not frustrating, I would say that, but for modeling design and for character design and for future, and also for like the biggest problem with Unite right now really is just the player base. I think people just, I don't think Unite players are bad. I just think they don't know what to do. The main like important, what is it, mode of this game is ranked, which is a problem because people don't play casual because casual is so different. And you don't teach people how to play ranked at all. There's like there's barely a tutorial system as it is. And as a player who's been playing this or whatever, I want to play with players at my skill level. Well, it's not really that many of us, and so they just kind of throw you in where they want to throw you in. So overall, Unite, another problem. You don't have to just throw labels on things. It's okay that you want to release a bunch of things and attackers and just call a spade a spade. Like, yeah, just call it a spade. Yeah. So yeah, so that's my whole thing, you guys. And yeah, thanks for listening. Also, subscribe. Like, take some time to subscribe to my channel. I try my best to do a lot more videos when I can. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's some great games coming around. It's November and I'm kind of busy doing those, so follow me on Twitch. You're gonna see me a lot more. I'm on Twitch doing other things. I do love Pokemon Unite. I want to see the game get better. However, I feel like the biggest problem with Pokemon Unite right now is really monetization is the biggest thing everyone's talking about, and also just overall player experience. And with the release of the Chinese version, which looks freaking awesome, it definitely feels like everyone else is kind of just getting thrown in the wind with just like, oh, just pick it up or finance our game in this area that you can't do. And it's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So yeah. Unite developers, do better. Do a little bit better. So yeah, so that's the end of my video. Thank you guys for watching and enjoying, and I'll see you guys on Eos Island. Bye.